Life in Quarantine with Flash and Janine starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What a great video to start with. Who are they?
That's Kate and Allie, the
great.
new
Who are
show
they?
interns.
Oh my gosh, they are so good. I almost want to see.
That's Allie. That is Allie, who has been grateful for nothing. Uh-oh, you froze.
Or the younger one.
That's
okay.
Catherine.
Was she the older one or the younger one?
Allie is the
Which
older
one?
one. Allie's the
older
Allie has
one.
grown
Okay.
up. And
Wow,
there you have it.
that's incredible.
We have a new intro for our show.
Wow, that is incredible. My gosh, I can't believe we're already at the 6th one. And I've been able to relate to 6 for almost 20 years now, being on Channel 6. And this is the 6th. Do you remember? I don't even know if you remember. Do you remember Schoolhouse Rock? Do you even know what that is?
Fraggle Rock.
Okay, well, it was before that. They had these cartoons, and then in between them, that you would learn things about the country or math. And they had one that was called "I Got 6," and it was "I Got 6." You know? Oh, never mind. How about "I'm Just a Bill here on Capitol Hill"?
That I know from school.
There you go. Well, that's it. That's part of it. And they did one called "I Got 6." So that's it. Wow, there you go. Oh, I can kind of see.
6. Oh, good. Now you can see us all, Flash.
Oh, there you go. I see everybody's here. Oh, look. Hey, that's pretty good.
This is pretty good. We've got 130 people watching. We want to thank everybody for tuning in for the 6th time. We have gotten nobody telling us that we are canceled.
It's hard to get canceled when we don't have sponsors yet.
That's the whole point.
That's what the fun part is, and the fun is the money. How about the fact of, can you believe that what was it, $1,125 was raised for American nurses just last week by signing a piece of toilet paper?
Who would have thought?
It's incredible.
Toilet paper. I mean, the great thing about it is I got to speak with American Nurses Association, who they run that coronavirus relief effort, and they were so excited. Yeah. They also said, boy, that was a pretty interesting thing. They didn't know actually how to wrap their heads around the fact that 2 pieces of toilet paper and Terry's amazing face masks, which I happen to get one.
You have one? Oh, wow. Wow.
And Terry's face mask.
Have you been wearing that one? Do you wear that one?
No, I don't want to wear it. Is that bad? I haven't gone out to have to wear a face mask, but I also have Eve's. I have Eve's face masks and Terry's face masks. Right.
Yeah, I have 6 of them. I had one, and I had to finally get rid of the one. I just could not get it clean anymore. So 1 has gone already. So I'm down to 5 right now. And I understand you may let me have one of those too, right?
Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We got to talk to Terry,
who is the holder of all face masks of the Live in Quarantine. I don't know how much longer the quarantine will be going on, because I'll tell you what, while I was out and I saw some of the things throughout different states, I thought I was going into a different world. I couldn't believe how different the country is compared to where we are. You know, we're in 2 of the biggest lockdown states. We're still in phase 1, and it's, you go into any store and there you have to have a face mask. You can't even go in. There's one door open. They count whether or not how many people are inside. And you go to some of these other places. I was in 10 different states, and it was like, wait a minute, what are the rules in this state? You mean you can do that here? It's like, wow. Oh, I was just in shock over the 5-day weekend. I covered 3,000 miles of America during 10 states, and it was different everywhere. I got back here. I felt safe once I got back to the state of Maryland because of the ruling here. Yeah. And you're in New York State, and and I hear that the rule is going in that everyone has to have a face mask if you're going indoor anywhere there. That is being like our law here.
Well, which brings us to the fact that we are selling merchandise, and you could get these. They're not exactly face masks. I think there's such a shortage. Wow. There are face covers. If you see those right there. And
and look at the spelling. It says PHAC.
Yeah, that's a little crazy, right? I don't know why the whole world is changing their spelling just for that. But oops, hold on. I think I lost you.
I'm over here.
Where's Flash? Oh, there you are. let's just do this. Here we go. That
There
is
you
the
go.
link so that you guys can go ahead and check it out. All of the profits from the face masks, from everything that is sold. I'm sorry, everybody. I am trying to. I'm back.
Oh, there we are. Hey,
Sorry.
I was just looking at the picture. I was just love the fact that it says PHACE. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
But,
well, I mean, that's the thing. We got rid of there's 25 letters in your alphabet.
There's 27 because you have to add PH
right.
in
Okay,
for the
yeah.
F. So
Yeah,
when
and
it's like ZYXWVU, TSRQ, PONM, LKJIHG, and then PH, or you do it HP. So you go backwards until you get to ECDBA.
Somebody's going to have to make you a keyboard cover that has a PH instead of a.
Look at that one that you have. Yeah.
I have
just
one.
Need to have one of the PH. All the keys along the top, they should have PH, like PH1, PH2, PH3, PH3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could probably get that.
Well,
I learned something on one of our previous times. You do not hit the PH8. It takes you out of the show. You can delete yourself off the show by hitting PH8. I had there was a crumb. Oh, no, I know what it was. The water. When all the water went up my nose last week,
yes, and
I was pushing some of the buttons, and I found out when I was cleaning it later that I was taken out of the show by hitting the PH8 button.
That's your eject button.
Yeah,
that's the button you don't press. Well, I have to tell you, so my aunt texted me. She's one of the early adapters that bought a mug, and she also bought a t-shirt, but a lot of the stuff is, we said, delayed. But when she was writing me, she did not use an F. She used
nice. She used the PHs.
Yes, and
I've trained her well.
Here's her picture.
Let me see Louise.
Aunt Louise with her mug. There she is.
Hey, all right. There's Aunt Louise.
And there is the mug that could be yours if you go to that store. And the great thing about it, I said it before, all the profits for this limited edition logo are going
because it's not going to be quarantined for probably much longer. So that you're seeing in the upper right-hand corner will make a change in there.
So if you want to have that logo specifically, don't wait.
and remember, the new name of the show will have to have something that rhymes with Janine, like quarantine.
Livestream does. That's why it's perfect.
Oh, that's right.
It's just
that was a new rhyme. We'll use it.
Flanine.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, that's what works. So as everybody's checking out the store and everything else, and I will tell you this, we are going to make a concerted effort later towards the end of the show to check your questions on the comments. You guys write so many comments, which is awesome, and keep writing them. Also share with your friends this broadcast or live stream, and you could even have a watch party with some of your friends. So if you just type somebody's name to tag them. But what was I going to say, Flash? What was I going to say?
I think
we're going to get to your questions and everything later.
Again.
But Flash, we have to know
a
flashback. Tell us.
You want to know, like, from the past week?
Yes. What happened to you this past week? Inquiring minds
want to know the story. So after I was done with the show and I got Friday's show done, I hop in the car. You remember I got the brand new tires. It's like, oh man, I got to test these out. So I tested them to be able to go from Maryland into Virginia, then into West Virginia, then into Virginia, then into Tennessee. I kept going until I hit Arkansas. And then by the time I hit that, then I said, let me go to the Gulf of Mexico. Now let me go to Louisiana. Now let me turn around and go back through Mississippi. Let me go to Tennessee, Kentucky. Let me go to Indiana. Let me go to Ohio, West Virginia. Let me go into Pennsylvania. Let me come back to Maryland. And then finally, after I had gotten back, but during that time, while I was going through a number of the states doing a tour and seeing different things. So here I am in the hotel down in Pascagoula, Mississippi. You ever go to Pascagoula? I know you've been to Hattiesburg. So I was in Hattiesburg as well.
How far away is Pascagoula?
From Hattiesburg, about 50 miles, directly south. You go directly into Gulfport and then Biloxi, Pascagoula. Great part of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So I'm over in Pascagoula. It's the birthplace of Jimmy Buffett. That's where he's from. So now I'm over there and I am in the hotel and I brought it right here. Now it's already out. You get a can of Harry's, right?
Oh, That's
Okay, this is
shaving cream.
the small version of shaving cream. It
Okay.
had never been used, and I had not been on a plane. So you figure, okay, this should be all right. Now I pulled the top off. It's been used now, but it hadn't at that point. I went and did the shot right into my hand to be able to get it. As soon as I did, it exploded. It hit so hard, it continued, and it bounced, and it went all over the mirrors, all over the entire wall, and it wouldn't stop, and it kept going, and it got hung up. So now shaving cream is over everywhere, including pictures that were in the bathroom. It was just an explosion of shaving cream, and so there's very little left in here because it exploded and made almost all of it come out, and it was going so fast it ricocheted.
You know what's really crazy about this is I literally just got a text from the housekeeper at your hotel room, and this is
down in Pascagoula.
This is what you left behind.
That is it. How did they get that? How did they catch it in motion? Wow.
This is modern day technology, Phlash.
It's like they had, that means they had a camera in the room. There had to be a camera to be able to catch that explosion.
There was a camera in the room, and you've been caught red-handed, and there is the aftermath. APHTR.
Wow. Yeah, that's exactly what.
I will tell you that this is not the first time I've heard of that. Somebody else had said it was actually a tweet, which is where I got the photo from the maid. But anyhow, somebody said, has anybody ever seen a shavings can explode? And I was like, well, I know somebody who has.
It happened. It's like we have a story every week of something that happens, and these are real stories. Leaving on the burner, the cake explodes,
and we don't
oven.
Intend to do these things. But I forgot to do this, and I wanted to just acknowledge some of the really nice things that people do say. We don't get to see all your comments, but this one, I'm going to read this one from Marjorie. It's going to cover the screen.
Okay. All right,
I have a great story for you, Marjorie Di Benedetto. I've been wanting to let you know a while ago, one of the letter writing requests, as you know, the Janine's team missions that I send out, one of the World War II requests for a veteran, I sent out a few letters. I usually do that when you make the request. Anyway, one of the veterans wrote back to me, so we've been corresponding back and forth. It's been very sweet. See, this is the thing about that.
That is a really good one.
Peggy Lee Lightfoot, who's
and that's all happening.
Yeah, people are still writing each other back and forth. They have these great pen pals. So later on, we'll talk about how you could sign up if you're interested in being part of my team, so that you're getting to encourage these veterans, and it's really cool. And she actually bought some merchandise for this.
Oh man, that is fantastic.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, you had a lot going on, and then just all my travels as well. I mean, it was a fantastic time that I had. And can I read one of the ones that I have?
Yes. Here's one right here.
Yeah. There it is. And you can read along with me because I put it there to you. Hi, Phlash. I just have to say that I watch Jeopardy religiously every single weeknight at 7 p.m. But now I have to record it on Thursdays so I can stream you and Janine live. You two are so funny together. Thank you.
Whoops. Oh, did you freeze? I think you froze.
Down in San Angelo, Texas.
There you go.
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yeah.
Sorry
about that.
Okay, go ahead. You want to bring up Leslie's again?
I've got one. Oh, yes. There's that.
Go ahead.
One. And here's one more.
Yeah, put the Leslie one up if you can. There it is. See, Leslie's down in San Angelo, Texas. She's a huge Beatles fan. And boy, does she have some stories about her connection with the British invasion. And she just said on this is more entertaining than Seinfeld, much ado about Phlash and Janine. That is a really nice one. Leslie, thanks for listening in San Angelo. She's always inviting me to make sure I stop by if I'm in San Angelo or anywhere in Central or West Texas when I get out there. So that's a fantastic one.
Pretty funny. And somebody commented, I didn't get to go through, but somebody said, what about us Vietnam vets? I want to tell you that I do a lot of missions for Vietnam veterans as well. One had turned 70, I think it was 75 or 73, and he never talked about his service or his time in service because the way he was treated. So his wife secretly sent me an email and said, can you ask your team to write him birthday notes? And he I have this picture of him. When I see it, it brings me to tears. He's sitting on his living room couch, and the coffee table is full of cards from people all over wishing him a happy birthday and welcoming him home.
He's sitting on his. Go ahead. I'm. Oh, no, I think we may have lost Janine. If we did, but so she'll come back and tell the rest of her story. Go ahead. There you are.
Okay.
I see you.
So for that Vietnam.
You did. I see you.
Okay, you can see me now. Wow, I don't know what's going on. You know what? The weather is not that good around here, so I don't know if it's interfering with our internet connection. But
you're out on the farm.
Yes, and I hear bells ringing, which means there's a lot of wind.
There you go. That's what's going on.
But anyway, yes, to all our Vietnam veterans that are watching.
Does that mean there's? Oh, wow! So you're getting a lot of wind out in your area of New York.
Yes.
Got it.
If anybody can comment, I am looking at the comments really quickly. If anybody can tell us if the connection is sputtering, hopefully not. Hopefully it's just you, Phlash.
Oh, okay. Because you're sputter on my side, but that's. I guess I will deal with it right now because it's not going to be able to fix itself. Now, you also do a lot of the talking in different places where you get a chance to get out, and you're doing Zoom meetings now with people.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, virtual keynotes. It depends on sometimes it's a Zoom.
Is that what it is? You're doing virtual keynotes? Yeah.
So, I go around. Usually when I'm calling you, I'm from an airport going somewhere to go speak. And lately I've been doing virtual keynotes. Last night I did a virtual keynote. This is hilarious. I talked about it this morning with you. And I mentioned, I was like, tomorrow you can watch our live stream just at the end of my talk. I mentioned it and I told everybody about you. And there was one girl, her name is Monica. I don't know if she's on. And I can't hear, very bad connection. I don't know what's going on. I hope this is resolving soon, but Phlash is sometimes freezing. Interesting. So when I was talking about you, Phlash, I mentioned 60s on 6, and this girl threw her arms up so I could see her, and she is clearly a big 60s fan, and she was very excited about the fact that
Monica,
the show.
Thank you, Monica.
Monica, and I don't remember her last name. Rienzo, I think it was. I'm reading some of these things. Sorry for this connection. Hopefully this gets a little bit better. There are about 235 of you on, so that means, that means you could see us. Jean says that she can see us fine. So anyway, well,
there you go. It's working in Michigan is where she is.
Yeah. Oh, Ed wants to know if I have a photo of that fly this morning, and I have to tell you,
I
don't have a photo. I don't have a photo of that fly.
You don't have that fly. Maybe the fly can land on the screen. That was the story earlier this morning. You had a problem where there was a fly inside of there, and there it is again. It just landed on the screen. I saw that. It's a huge one. No wonder you were screaming.
Let me tell you.
I was wondering what you were screaming about. Now I know.
Does that not look like a mosquito? It looks like a mosquito.
That's what I would have thought. What is that?
It's a crane fly. I read all about them. They don't ever bite. They live about 10 to 19 days. Sometimes they never eat in their own lifespan. And if they eat anything, it's like nectar. So I don't know what they were looking for in my closet.
And they only last less than a month. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
And the locusts, we were talking about how the locusts are coming your way, 17-year, and some of the places are coming out.
Yeah. Termites
so
I had
that's going on.
When I lived in LA. Never forget that. I moved my entire bedroom into my living room inside of 3 seconds flat.
Oh
termites,
my God.
Old LA apartment. So.
Wow. And so, so what kind of fun things did you do over your week?
Well, I have to say I tried doing something that I think a lot of people at this stage of quarantine are doing. And my husband's hair was getting really... Oh, can you see me? Hear me? You got me? Okay.
I hear you.
So my husband's hair was getting really long. So I wanted to cut his hair, but I also wanted to make sure he still looked like the same person, right? Because they actually made a pop doll out of him. Terry sent me a pop doll.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. This is what a pop doll of mine. Right here. Hold on. Where are you going, Phlash?
Oh, here's mine.
There's
Yeah.
yours, and this is my husband's pop doll. Ready?
There you go. So you actually have one. Yep. Wow, his hair really did grow.
Yeah, his hair
Cousin
grew.
Ed.
Yeah,
It says Cousin Ed. It didn't say the national anthem man.
Yeah. So as a result, I said if I could get him to look as close as possible to what he looks like, so we don't have to get Terry to make him another pop doll. I cut his hair, and here's what he looks like now. I think he looks pretty much the same. You let me know what you think.
Okay, here we go.
Still has the glasses, but you got those like clippers and things.
That's the back. That's the back of his head. He has not. You have not shown him that in the mirror. I take it.
No, he hasn't looked in the back. That's what's so nice about these things. He can't see the back of his head.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah. But anyway, this is an actual photo, just so you guys can see my hair cutting skills. Here is what we really looked like.
Oh, there you go.
See, his hair looks great. Look at my hair.
That's a really good photo of both of you right there.
My hair looks like a rat crawled up overnight and just kind of like dug in.
No.
And I decided I would cut my own hair. So I did.
No,
and it is growing by the minute. And I don't mean long. I just mean large.
Look at that.
And I have to tell you, Phlash, when I go see my hairdresser, I think that she is going to be looking like this guy from The Hangover. Trying to figure out all of the layers.
How they cut it.
See, you can cut your hair and you're fine. But
I was told that I did a terrible job, is what I was told.
Oh, really?
I was told that over the weekend, and she says she's like, "Oh boy, you did a terrible job." And I was like, "Wait a minute." I go, "Come on, look." I go, "What do you think?"
Is
it really that bad? I had to do it myself, and I have not gone back. They are open now. I guess I can go get it. There's probably a long line.
You probably could. See, I didn't realize that. I should have just waited. If I would only waited just a little bit longer, I would be able to have gotten a real cut. But I need to tell you, I have to hand over my scissors. If you don't mind confiscating my scissors.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. You're going to hand me scissors?
I'll tell you why. But here are my scissors.
All right. Why are you holding them to me? Al, you're not supposed to do it that way. What in the world? Gosh, you hand them to me. You know you're supposed to hand them to me this way. Not
sorry. You want to give them back? But I'll tell you why you can't give them back.
Why can't I give them back? Am I supposed to cut something with them now?
No. Well, no, because see, what happens is people go through these pandemic cuts and they do it to themselves. They do it to their husbands, whoever. And then if they have dogs.
Oh. They got the dog cut
their dog's hair. So I'm trying to save Shep and Star from.
Oh yeah, they're the dogs that are out there. The back of mine's pretty long. Here, I'll cut some for you right now.
We're gonna auction that.
There you go.
Give me. I'll take it.
Okay, there you go.
But people are doing some crazy things to their dogs. Look at that. Quarantine haircuts for dogs. Look at this poor dog. I think
it's all gone.
To Shep and Star. Or this one. Not too bad.
Got bangs. I like that.
Yeah, so
oh my gosh,
so that's
you got some good ones in there.
Because
that is fantastic.
Yeah. I don't want that to happen.
Down again. All right, I'm back.
You're back? Now you're frozen. You are really frozen. I am so sorry for this connection. This is not good. But anyhow, while Phlash is still frozen, he is really frozen.
I didn't drop it on the.
Oh, there you are.
Having trouble. Oh no. Very unstable. I have no idea.
You're okay now.
Okay, how about? Okay, I dropped hair on my Wi-Fi.
You dropped the scissors on the cord.
And it went on the Wi-Fi. That I found that out that you can't do anything to the back of a computer or it takes the Wi-Fi out. That's exactly. Remember, it did it last week.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that. You're still frozen.
That's it.
It could be your internet connection because everybody's saying mine is okay.
That's one of the things.
Frozen. You're frozen, Flash.
I have no idea.
But you know what, Flash? If you could hear us, everybody's
Oh,
saying that
no.
you're frozen while smiling. You're still frozen. I have some
Uh-oh.
people.
So I'm still not there at all.
No, I can see you. We're good. Oh boy. We never
Yeah.
factored in
Okay.
technical
All right.
difficulties when we decided to do this show. And thanks everybody for hanging in while this is happening. If you're playing the freeze game, Gary Black wants you to know you are winning, Flash.
I'm attempting that. I maybe somebody that's here in the neighborhood that's messing it all up.
Somebody else,
you know, you get
is using their internet. And look, you're not frozen in Canada. And let me tell you something. If you're not frozen in Canada,
wow,
that's pretty
you're doing
good.
something right.
Yeah, that's
there
pretty
you
good.
Go.
It's got to be something. Well, I will say this. Now that we've gone through everything, and I am now safe from cutting my in-laws' dog's hair. It might be time. I don't know, because we're about 25 minutes into the show. It might be a good time to play.
Let's do it.
Flash and Tell.
Yay! All right, this is one of my favorites to be able to do, because usually I'll run and go get something, but because of what's going on with the launch of space, can we go ahead and let me tell a story about me going to NASA and my connection with NASA? There it is. Oh, yeah. I've been to both Houston and going down to the Cape Canaveral as well. So here's a Cape Canaveral shot. Most people can get to this shot because this is the visitor center. So that's the first of the NASA shots. Okay.
Now tell me which one you want next.
Just go ahead. You fire up one and I'll explain what it was. So this is NASA in Houston. This is Houston. We got a problem. Flash is now taking over the controls of the space shuttle. Now, this is where they train for the space shuttle. As you can see, I have shots on both sides. But so I was, this all started. You know how I do City of the Day? One of the first month City of the Day, I picked Salina, Kansas. It was the anniversary of Kansas. And I said, let's just do, now I'm not going to do Wichita. I'm not going to do Topeka. I'll do Salina. I just picked that one out of the top of my head. I got a message from Houston at NASA, and it said, thank you so much for doing my city, signed astronaut Stephen Hawley. And I Googled him right away, and I found out that he deployed the Hubble telescope. He was on 5. There he is right there. So that's Dr. Steve Hawley, who was, he's one of the first of the astronauts of the 1978 class when they brought in, kind of like, you know, I had Mercury 7 bringing them in. When they brought in all the shuttle astronauts very early in 1978, he's in the first class. And I'm sure, and what a really cool thing he did. So he's been out in Kansas for a long time. I just saw him even talking about what's going on and what it's like to be on. And he spent a lot of time doing what the astronauts did yesterday, waiting to launch and then saying, sorry, it's scrubbed, come on back. And then he goes back again and he waits again. He said down at NASA, when they do the whole launch thing, they should make you sit there and come back, stand in line. And then once you get up there, go, oh, sorry, your turn's been scrubbed. You got to come back tomorrow. He said that's what it's really like. So that's what it looks like inside of the space shuttle. And so that was a lot of fun. Go ahead, throw up another photo and I'll show you.
We need NASA to come and help us with our internet connection.
Oh, there you go. That's me with Discovery the night before. So I was launching the next afternoon. This is in June of 2008. And Mark Kelly is piloting this mission as well. And I was over there with Gabby Giffords, as you know, his wife, and became very popular after that, because of what's sad to happen. But this is where we were taken out from NASA to be able to go get photos in the dark. And we had other astronauts who were hanging out. I got a chance to ride on the runway where they land. I got all the background stuff. I got to stand under the shuttle, the Endeavour. So I was under Endeavour while they were still working on it, because it was the next one over in the VAB to go out. So that's what that shot is. And I pulled this up as something for show and tell, because we do have the launch. Hopefully we'll be able to see it at 3:22 Florida time on the way on Saturday, if it happens. Any other photo that I sent you there for NASA?
I have one of me.
Oh, look, there you are with it. I stood under that when they were working on it. That's one where it's out in LA.
That's because I sang at the Endeavour Awards, and that is a lot larger than what it looks like in that photo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Oh, there you go. Back to me with that was Discovery.
Swap back and forth, back and forth. That's really cool. So, what do you think is going to happen? You think it's going to happen on Saturday? Anybody want to take?
Well, the way they're talking about it with the weather, they said if they canceled that other one, that this one will be. It's got like a 40% chance of going. And
wow.
the problem is
chance.
They have to. Somebody's at my door
Again?
Why do they do this while I'm on? Is it? Hey,
you know put what? A sign on the door that says, "Please do not interrupt."
When I go run to the door, I'll give you a shot. You can see the Clyde blanket that Elkie did right there.
Yes,
Elkie and Barb made that. All right, hang on. I'm going to go to my door. Hang on.
I don't know who's trying to get in so earnestly, but I want to tell you guys, while Phlash is headed to go get or meet someone, I was mentioning all of the different missions that we do for our veterans, including our Vietnam veterans, World War II veterans, Afghanistan. We have a team that you could join, JanineStang.com/join. If you go to that, you could sign up to be part of my team where we do some. Oh my goodness. You got a huge package right there.
I got a box. Look at this.
Oh gosh, Phlash. I want to tell you something. I did not send you anything this week.
You didn't?
No.
It doesn't say who it's from.
It
says to Phlash Phelps of Sirius XM, 1500 Eckington Place, Northeast, Washington, D.C., 20002. And it made it here. They forwarded it for me. They're forwarding my mail now.
Unless the Chateau Flasho is now.
This is the new home. They gave me an update. I said, when do you think I'll be able to go back to the studio? And guess what their answer is?
Because I know all the other times.
So you just don't know what's in this?
So you just have this UPS person.
That keeps on showing up. It's fun because I was talking to her and it was, hold on. And just to find out. I don't know.
I just called you Chef. With the knife.
You call me Chef? You call me the dog name?
I've been telling Shep to stop trying to eat things all day. So now I'm calling you Shep.
We finally got
there. We go. We got the box open. The suspense. You could cut the suspense with a knife.
Whoa! What's in there?
A lot of bubble paper. Again, they wrap it just like me. What could this be? Oh, that's bubble paper. Oh, a black bag. Oh boy, Phlash, be careful.
That's it. That's all. That's a trash bag. What do you think somebody sent me in the trash bag?
Maybe now sending you their garbage. No, maybe. Well,
let me find. There's something in there. I can tell something's here. It is. Oh.
A Hawaiian shirt. Oh my gosh. Hold that up so everybody can see. That's really cool.
Who sent me the Hawaiian shirt? Why do I have this?
You know what? I don't know who sent you that, but I got to tell you something. You can't keep it, Phlash.
I can't. Why not? It's pretty cool.
No.
Look, it came from. It says it was made in Hawaii. Look, made in Hawaii.
Right. Yeah. Well, whoever sent it to you, that's very nice of them, but you're not allowed to keep it. And here is why.
All right.
Shockingly, I just heard about a woman. Her name is Gwen. And I think we're going to talk about some new segment in the show really quick called the Teddy Awards.
What's that?
And here's the thing. So you know how I always quote the Theodore Roosevelt, do what you can with what you have where you are.
Right.
So through the comments and different people that have been watching the show, a woman named Kathy Clark, I think that's right. She told me about this woman named Gwen, whose son was deployed, and she wanted to send him something fun. Now, I hope I don't get the story wrong, but she gave him a Hawaiian shirt, or he asked her for one. I think it was that way around. And she sent him one, and everybody thought it was hilarious. So instead of seeing always the camo, everybody wearing their camo, they put on these Hawaiian shirts after they were off, right? And it grew from 300 shirts requested by different soldiers deployed all different places. She has sent 20,000 Hawaiian shirts to our deployed soldiers.
You're kidding.
So you have to give me that shirt. And I'm going to try to look around. I'm going to see if my father-in-law has any Hawaiian shirts. But here is the Facebook page. Hold on. Put it in the bag, Phlash. So I can use the bag.
All right. Do you want it?
Yes, I do. Hold on. So if you look at the link on there, we want to award Gwen the Teddy Award, the first recipient of the Teddy Awards.
Nice.
And here's her award right there.
Yay! I love it. She got the gold cup.
Phlash, give me the T-shirt. I mean the Hawaiian shirt.
Hawaiian bag. You got it?
Yeah. Nope. Oh wow, this is heavier than I thought.
You got it?
Okay. Oh.
All right.
Now here's the thing. What you can do is I will do it for you, Phlash, because I'm not going to try to push this back through our magic. But what she also said is that what people do is they put a note of gratitude in the pocket or a photo or something like that.
Oh, I like it.
Really cool. So
Hand
you can
back. Give it back. Yeah.
You wanted me to give it back to you?
Yeah, give it back to me. Give it back to me.
Okay.
You got it? I'll take it. Hold on. I'll put something in it. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, put something in it.
All right, hold on.
Oh, that's heavy. That is a heavy shirt, Phlash.
Hang on. Let me sign something. I'm going to put it in the pocket and I'll get right back to you.
So while Phlash is doing that, I will send this out as part of my Janine's team mission in a couple of days, but you can also go to her Facebook page. Hopefully she's commenting. I can't see now, but you find out the address, you send them. They could be used. They could be new. You can go like scavenger hunting for Hawaiian shirts. Tell all your friends that are clearing out their closets during quarantine to give you their Hawaiian shirts. You could send them to her. You could, very good. You could also, you got to give it back to me now. You could also make a donation to help her with all the postage, but this is a person simply doing what they can with what they have, where they are. Thank you. So, oh, wow. Oh, geez.
You got it?
Okay.
All right.
You dropped it.
There you go.
So anyway, I wanted to recognize her, and I would encourage all of you, follow her, see how you can help her. She is working on getting her 501c3, but it didn't stop her from starting to do it now. So Gwen, congratulations. You are recipient number 1.
Round fantastic. Standing ovation.
Standing.
From back here. Off of the chair. All right. That's great. So we're going to continue to do more of the Teddy Awards then.
Yes. So if you have somebody that you would like to nominate for the Teddy Awards.
info@JanineStang.com.
Send an email. Now, please, in the subject, put something like Teddy Awards, because I get a lot of emails to that address, and I didn't have time to set up a new email. So just go to that one. And if you have somebody that you would like to nominate, somebody, it doesn't have to be a big nonprofit. It could just be a person that has been doing what they could with what they had, where they were. And we will try to do our best to recognize them, because
that's fantastic.
And if you're just one person, just like Gwen, you can make a difference.
Oh my gosh, what a great one! So thank you, Gwen, for doing that. Oh gosh, we've had a really a good one in here. And you say, is your weather really still windy up there, causing some issues?
It's windy and it's so wet. I don't know. My hair is like a sponge.
Oh, isn't it hot? It's amazing. I think our low last night was 71. 70s. It was in the 70s. It never got into the 60s. Yeah, it was a warm night. So
well,
that's what's going on here.
I think we're supposed to get some rain. Hopefully we do. But that was absolutely it was funny because I cut my hair, getting back to my haircut.
The one that you have not had yet.
Well, no, all of them. But see, the problem is I thought that it was going to take less time to dry my hair because I cut it. But no, because there's so much water in the air. I just keep, pushing it back in. Well, listen.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to do, because we have been always trying to get to our, would you like to do states of the show, or would you like to do some Q&A? You can pick the order.
Do the Q&A, and then we'll save the states of the show, and then we'll pick, maybe we have time for 2 states this time. We'll do that.
Okay. Maybe we will have time for 2 states. So let's see if anybody wants to send some comments. or questions rather.
Yeah.
We will do our best to answer them. I'm going through, hopefully I can see all of them. Oh, wait, let's see. Here's a good question. Jean, our friend Jean.
Oh, there you go. Did you see the one about the musical instruments?
I do. Do either of you play a musical instrument? Phlash played a tambourine
At the Circle concert.
But he was told he would have to work up to the triangle.
I don't even remember that was the quote, but Don probably did say that. He gave me a choice. He said I could do either one, is what he said. So, yeah, you know what I played first was a trombone, because I saw The Music Man, and after I saw The Music Man, I liked 76 trombones, led the big parade. So I started playing a trombone. That was the first thing I had ever played.
A trombone?
Yeah, trombone. Yep, that was it. And it was so funny because being a kid, you have to be able to reach each level because your arm has to be long enough to be able to extend to be able to get it to the last part. And they said, we will not make you play anything that is going to go that far out because your arm would not reach it by way and to still play. So you never got anything with the very deep last note. So there you go. That was how they taught kids to be able to play, because your arm's not long enough. You can't play this song. Oh, that's not going to work. You can't use that note. So that was trombone for me. And I could. Have you ever play on the Garage Band on your computer, on your phone? Have you ever played that?
Well, actually, I used to record songs on GarageBand. I had that, and I had
So here you go.
Here you
go. I will play you something. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Let's see what we can play. Here you go. All right.
Oh, that's not bad, Phlash.
Okay, there you go. I bet I could play the whole thing out, but that's always fun.
I play the radio.
Oh, that's always fun.
That's so horrible. But I used to play the piano, and my brother used to play the cello and the trumpet.
Wow.
Both of which, every once in a while, my mother and I would want to, break by accident.
The instrument, so you wouldn't play it again.
Yeah,
that's what you always do to the. Did you ever do that to your brother and sister if they have kids and you give them loud things? Did you ever do that? And then it's like, oh, I can't believe you gave that.
My brother and sister-in-law, their apartment, they live in the city, so room is a luxury for them. And what I do is buy the kids the biggest stuffed animals known to mankind. And they don't love that I do this to them because the kids don't want to let go of it.
And then the parents hated. One of the girls did that at work. She brought in this giant gorilla, and it was in there. It's like, why is the giant gorilla in here? She said, well, somebody gave it to me, and it's been at home, so I figure I could bring it in here. And it was still sitting at Sirius XM. You probably remember. You've seen it. It's as soon as you walk around out of the 60s studio and you go into the POTUS area, it's right there.
Oh, yes, I have.
That's where that giant gorilla came from. And that was Jennifer. Her kids had that, and she didn't want it, and so it's sitting probably still right there at Sirius XM.
And it's not. It just sits there, like it. No one's ever done anything to it. It's just
it's just there, hanging out by a desk of a guy who left.
I think it has internet passwords on it, right? Doesn't he have the?
And he does. That's where you usually get it. Anytime you've been in it, it's like, oh, go over to the giant gorilla. He's got the passwords for you. That's where they hide them.
This is a good question from Charles Peters. How many hours a day do you drive while traveling? Remember when you told me what your Google
it told me that wasn't Google. That was my GPS. I didn't even need the GPS where usually I travel, but I do have it, and I had it, and it was buried because it's a manual one. So it's sitting in there, and you called, and I'm driving last Friday, and all of a sudden I hear it talk to me, and I said, did you just hear what that thing said? Yes. It said, I think you should think about taking a break. I drive for so many hours. It told me that I should be taking a break because you know how many hours you've been driving. So
do you know what I think it was probably saying? It was probably telling us both to shut up because we were talking so much.
It's time to take a break because I really knew how many hours I was rolling. The last time it told me that was when I had left Salt Lake City and I was trying to get into Grand Junction in Colorado, and it told me that right before I hit I-70 and right around Green River. So if you're familiar with driving Salt Lake, coming down through Price, you come up through Green River, and it told me, hey, you better think about taking a break. So there's a rest area right there on 70. I took the stop there so it would reset it. And I just went on. And I usually stay in Fruita, Colorado, which is a beautiful place.
I wonder if
I
that's
think it's the
companies.
and they just told me that the Colorado National Monument is opening, which is right there in Fruita. And that's one of the best. I always go in there and I come back out and I say, man, I don't know why you don't have national park status. You really should. It's national monument, but it's one of the greatest parks from Fruita, Colorado.
Yeah.
What's that?
You should.
Yep. So there you go. And so how many hours? I mean, so it depends on if I am not tired and I just keep on going. I will tell you, I covered about 900 miles nonstop last Friday. So There you go. It was 900 in one day. The most I've ever done in one day is 1,100 covered. And one of them, I was trying to get back. I had to be on the air and I was still down in Dallas. So get this. It was a Saturday night. I'm in Dallas and Monday morning I need to be in DC. That's not an easy thing to do because I drove as far as I could and I got to, and at that point you had the choice. Do you want to do 30 to 40 or do you just want to stay on 20? I said, let me just do 20. I got to Vicksburg and I stopped in Vicksburg. I got up really early and I said, I don't even want to know how many miles it is from Vicksburg to DC. And I pulled it off with a couple stops and rest areas with the alarms going off. And I was back on the air.
Gosh. Hold on. Oh no, I have a crash. Oh my gosh.
What happened?
This
You got a triangle. Wow, that's it. I've always went, hey, can you ring it and just say, come and get it?
Oh, so you
Just-
can
We have a live stream crasher.
Go ahead, ring it and go, come and get it and tell Janine it's time for dinner.
This is how they tell me stop
dinner.
talking and
Come to dinner.
I've never seen this. Hold on. This is heavy. Wow.
You didn't even know that they had that there.
Huh?
You didn't know that they had that.
No, I actually think I saw this. They have so many things. They have rooms in this house. I find like weeks and weeks later. I've been to their house, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 times, and then I'll find another room that I never knew existed. And I never knew existed. This is
that's
I can
great.
work out with this.
That's a great one. You got a lot of property out there. Isn't it on? How many acres are you on right now?
Oh gosh, I couldn't even tell. I don't know. I've never actually.
You told me that the driveway is so long. Is it a mile long of the driveway?
To walk their driveway, it takes me 20 minutes just to get
One way. It's about a mile.
About that when I go to mail your packages all the time, the amount of work that it takes, Phlash.
Walk it down to the mailbox. It's only a mile down and back, and then another mile back.
Yes,
That's
it's absolutely crazy. Yes, Photobomb, Leslie, or Livestream Bomb.
I love it.
Yes.
That was a great live stream bomb because you weren't expecting that. That was just because we started talking about
No, I
instruments.
was wondering if she knew I was streaming, but you can never say no. She's always she's like a cartoon character, living with a cartoon character in a very good way. She actually had to do a Zoom call with some of her friends, and she put this big green bow on the top of her head. I was like, "Are you going on the Zoom call like that?" And
Oh my gosh!
only she got away with it.
I forgot to send this to you. I found something in the store the other day on what was that, Tuesday while I was riding, and it's something that we can use if for some reason we can't come up with something. I should have sent this to you, but check out this photo. See what that says?
Jungle gyms.
It is. Look what it says.
Seat, but that's a toilet bowl.
No, it's not a toilet bowl. This is actually a thought seat, and it's got a brain on the very top. See that brain? And the brain comes down over your head, and then it's an idea machine. And so it goes on top of your head and it gives you some ideas, but you have to put a quarter in. So I said, well, I don't need any right now, but I'm going to come back to that thing. It's right over and guess where they put it? In the liquor section. So they know they can get people that have been at the liquor store that go in there. Oh my gosh. You know how they say eat before you go to the grocery store? That way you don't buy so much.
Yeah, that never.
Well, that doesn't work with the liquor store because if you go there drunk, you'll buy everything they have.
Well, I'll tell you what. We let my in-laws, right? We're staying at their house to kind of help them during the quarantine time, and we've also been basically the police. We don't let them leave the house, but they escaped to go to the farm. They said that they were going to go to the farm, and usually I'm in charge of getting all the groceries since I've been here. They came back with more food than I've ever seen in my life. And I think it was just because they were so excited to be out. So That happens. It's probably, I wonder what you call that. Post-quarantine shopping, maybe?
Oh yeah. Here's another good one. Trina said, "Do I get recognized at rest areas or gas stations?" That has my best story that happened. Nobody knew I was there. I didn't even say it. I never say usually where I'm going. Well, I went to Charleston, South Carolina, and while I was there, I was doing a shot very early in the morning, and I looked back at the skyline, and this guy's staring at me, and I said, "Hey, great shot right here at Charleston." I said, "Do you know of any?" What's that?
As soon as you open your mouth.
I did. Well, and I said, "That's a great shot, isn't it?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Do you know of any others?" He goes, "I'm not from here." And he said, "Your voice sounds familiar." I went, "Do you have Sirius XM?" Guess what he said back to me? "You're Phlash Phelps."
Oh, wow.
I didn't have to say anything else. I said, "The great skyline." And I said 2 lines, and he said, "You're Phlash Phelps." I could not believe it. His name's Mike. He lived in Wilmington, North Carolina. I said, "How did you know?" I said, "Do you know what I look like?" He said, "No." He said, "I just listen to you every morning." And so he did it. I was in a rest area recently, and as soon as I was coming back out the door, I hear Phlash. It's like, how in the world do you recognize me? I'm on the radio. You're not supposed to recognize me. I had another one. It's there's somebody. I was at Best Buy. Came out of Best Buy, and there were 4 guys sitting in the car. I was like, "Uh-oh!" And all of a sudden, the door opens. Phlash, and I was like, "Yeah." How do you know? They're like, "We did a tour a long time ago of Sirius XM, and we saw you, and we thought that was you." So that was another one I was recognized with. That was a good one.
Did you ever try to use it to get out of a ticket or anything, Phlash?
Well, they told me that in Ocean City, they said if you ever get pulled over, then just tell them who you are, because believe me, they'll know who you are as soon as you say it. So I had this cop that stopped me one day, and I said, "Hey, I'm Phlash from KHI," and then I told him, and guess what? He's there like, "Okay, just go ahead, have a good night." Well, I didn't tell you the story about what happened. I got pulled over because I was in a neighborhood that had a power outage the other day.
Yeah, I know the story.
You know the story. So I go into this neighborhood, and I know that they had the power outage. It was a terrible storm, and I'm just trying to get there to get rest, and I know where I'm going, and all of a sudden there was a cop following me. And I was like, well, should I keep on going, or should I just make a weird turn to see if he's going to turn? As soon as I did, he puts his light on, and then and as soon as he walks up, he goes, "Stick your hands out of the car. Stick your hands out of the window." I was like, "What in the world?" So here we go. I got my hands out of the window. And guess what? Once he started talking to me and he realized I wasn't drunk and I knew every single road that I had been on. No, but where'd you stop before you came here? Well, I did this, I did this, I did that, and I did that, and I did that. And finally, he never asked for my driver's license. He didn't ask for anything. He heard me talking and went, "Have a good night." It's like, I got to get rid of it.
Well, there's no way. Yeah. When I was in Missouri, I had gotten pulled over because I was driving from Nebraska to Missouri back home, and it was late. And my brother always says, when he's ever driven in the car with me, he's like, when you see an open road, you just think you can go faster.
Oh.
I just, so regardless, it was a very open, long road, and I see lights, and then I get pulled over, and the cop told me that I was doing a lot more miles an hour than the zone was. I'll just leave it at that. And then I said that I was singing the national anthem in all 50 states, and I was telling my whole story. And then he was like, "Okay." Like, it was like, I don't think anybody could possibly make this up. And then he told me to watch out for moose, because I didn't realize that. But I was like, "Oh, wow. I'm glad getting a moose stuck in your car while you're driving."
Yeah, you wouldn't want that. So that's that. Yeah, I have some stories about the police, and I worked with a policeman as well. He used to do the show with me. He was on the morning show, and he would do all things that he would say he was doing illegal things on the air. Well, guess what? Later, I get this call years later, and he said, "Hey, did the FBI get a hold of you?" And I said, "No." He said, "I'm wondering." He goes, "There's some problem where I'm not able to get from state police into the FBI, and I don't know what it is. So I'm calling any people from my past. And he said, they didn't like call you and ask you for tapes and you sent them things of me doing illegal things that were just jokes. And I said, no, I did. It wasn't me that kept you from getting into the FBI. And so I don't even know what happens from then. Now fast forward, here I am at Sirius XM. I'm on the air, and here comes a guy running into the studio, and he said, there's a guy, and I don't want to say his name. Now I told you, but he's at the front door waiting for you. And I was like, I haven't heard from him in years. Last year I heard he was trying to get into the FBI. So I run down. It's like, what are you doing? He said, well, they said that you weren't here. And I told them, you go over there and you find somebody in here to run through your building and find him. And he did. That's the way he did it. And he got me, and we got a chance to talk. What a great guy.
Oh, my gosh.
But he was hilarious. So he was the police, and he would just say, I think he just wanted to be able to say he was doing illegal things. He said he was breaking windows at places, and people would believe that he was doing it, riding motorcycles through the mall. It was all sound effect wise, and it just sounded hilarious. So there you go.
Jim, that was Bullwinkle. Jim, obviously you watched the movie because I talked about the different moose that I met. And yes, very good, Jim. Watch the documentary on Amazon Prime.
Wow. Hey, speaking of the states, do you think we want to do it? We got a couple minutes left. There it is. Look at that.
States of the show.
Wow. You know what? Every week you draw it, and you always just stick your hand in there. Is there any way that I can draw whatever the state is that we talk about?
Not?
Can I do it?
Hold on. Let me shake.
Hold that up there.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. You get your hand right. Oh, I see your hand. Okay.
All right, hold on. I got one.
Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Look what we got.
North Carolina.
By the way, I like your writing. That is some pretty writing for North Carolina.
I wrote all 50 of these things. It was not easy.
Oh, my gosh. There you go. And so what do I do with the piece of paper now? Do I throw it at you?
No, don't throw it. Don't throw anything at me, Phlash. But why don't you go ahead and hand it to me? Sure, I'll take it. No problem.
All right, here you go.
Okay, thank you.
You got it?
Oh, all right. Got it. Thanks so much. Here it is. And is this your card?
That was great. This portal we have is fantastic. Okay.
North Carolina, go Heels.
Wow. Yeah, that would be a go Heels.
Mango wood, by the way. My father-in-law turned this bowl. North Carolina for me was the Pro Bull Riders, Greensboro.
Yep, that's the triad.
North Carolina. I drove there, and it was hailing. It started hailing. I remember I was like trying to dodge like marbles falling from the sky, and that was my North. So PBR was mine. What do you got for?
That was my North Carolina. There's the first on-air job I ever got. I interned here in Maryland, but when I got my first on-air job, it was in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and Camp Lejeune, right outside of Camp Lejeune. I was right out there, and I did an AM radio station. It was country. I didn't even know the format when I went down there. I sent 23 tapes out, and it was just a thing that said WLAS, Jacksonville, North Carolina. I had no idea. So I said, let me drive 400 miles down. Here's the wild story. This was Labor Day weekend, and I drive into Jacksonville, and my mom says to me, I'm 18, and she goes, how much money do you think you'll need? I said, about $100. Well, I'm driving 400 miles. I'm going to go, and I'm going to have to stay in a hotel, and I got to get back $100. Guess what happened? The money ran out very quickly. So after I go in and I do get the job, I said, I'll let you guys know. I don't know if I want this or not. I drive to Myrtle Beach, and Myrtle, as you know it. So I get to Myrtle Beach, and as soon as I get there, every hotel is booked except all the terrible motels. Well, guess what? I'm now dealing with probably $60, $70. I don't have much left. And every hotel wants probably $50, whatever it was. I knew with whatever I gave to whoever it was, I wasn't going to have enough to put into my gas tank and get back, not even thinking about Western
Oh
Union.
my gosh.
And so I gave too much money, and I even walked out. I said, I can't afford this, or I'm not going to be able to get back. And the guy ran after me, and he said, I'll take whatever you can afford, and whatever it was, $40. So I sleep, and I start thinking, I don't have enough money for gas. So I called my mom and dad, and I said, I'm not going to make it any further than about Richmond, Virginia. And so I got back to Richmond, and they drove down and met me, and I couldn't eat the entire day. So I had to go the entire day without eating to be able to get as close as I could so they could drive down so they could feed me. And I sat there, I was scrounging for money under there. That's my North Carolina
and that's
story.
why you are, in my opinion, the top DJ in all of America.
That I went through that. If you just heard all my stories of what I had to go through at all these different radio stations. And by the way, after I did all that, 4 months later, they fired me. Yep.
I'm not shocked.
So,
No.
You've heard the story.
We've got like 15 seconds left to the show, so maybe we'll wait. We'll hold off on
we can
that.
do that. We'll hold off on the next date. We both had our one in there, but I'm getting hungry now. This is the point where I get hungry. North Carolina.
I'll give it back to you.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't even know if I can get it back. All right, hold on. Dig deeper. All right, there you go. I got it. There it is. North Carolina.
It's the wind that was harder, but that's still you have it back because I put it back in the mess everything up. But Phlash,
all right, I'll hold on to North Carolina. I like your writing though. Your writing's great.
You know what? My Aunt Louise has way better handwriting than I do. I used to love getting her birthday cards because I would sit there and like stare at her handwriting and try to trace it. Well, listen,
I'm getting hungry. What do you want to pass?
Look what I have.
Oh, you got water. I don't have any of those. You have watermelon peeps?
I do have watermelon peeps, and I'm willing to try. We'll try this portal one more time to see if
it works
I can give you this.
I'll
give you one. Now, the nice thing about the watermelon peeps, everybody,
that looks pretty good.
They're sour, but they're pink on the inside.
Oh, okay.
So do you want one of these, Phlash? I could spare one.
Yeah, go ahead. Hold it up before I grab it because I don't know. Can you hang on? I got to get something to grab it.
You know what you should get? You should probably get something to wipe your hands. Yeah,
I got it. All right.
Go
ahead. I'm going to hold. Let me do this. All right, go ahead.
We're hoping now, Kurt. Yes, peeps. We're hoping I can get this through because the portal starts to close after the hour is over.
All right, go ahead. Oh no!
I dropped it. Oh, you got it?
It's terrible.
Oh, geez.
Something happened. Oh my gosh.
You're holding it still. I see. What in the world?
It melted. The thing melted in the portal.
That's why we can't pass things. So the portal only works from 7 Eastern time. Awful. Don't eat that.
I am not going to eat that. I'm glad I'm holding it with this. That's horrible.
It looks like roadkill.
That was one of the worst pets. That thing's not working.
I tell you what, we have to always finish by 8 o'clock because the portal closes at 8.
And it went over. That's what happens to you.
Thank you, everybody. We tried to get to some of your questions. Think of more if we are able to get to them next show. Show number 7. It will be 6 weeks of doing the show, which is amazing. Please go for our merchandise. Thanks to everybody that has been buying it. Keep in mind, due to the situation, it takes a little bit longer than usual to process orders, but you'll get them. When you do get them, send an email with your photo, a selfie. We would love to show people what you look like with your Phlash and Janine gear. And
I'm trying to get a mug. I want to get a mug with both of our photos on it. That'll be cool.
Yeah, maybe you'll get one. I don't know. Ask for one for Christmas, Phlash.
I got to wait another 6 months, 7 months. Oh, man.
So that's the website to go to. All of the profits from the quarantine logos go to charities that help our veterans as well as our nurses. And thanks to Gwen for the Hawaiian shirts for our deployed soldiers. Make sure you help that out. Phlash I'm sure there's something else that you want to say before we sign off. We were 3 minutes over already, but go ahead.
Oh,
Flash. Anything.
well,
Anything
thanks a lot
else,
for listening. Yeah, well, thank everybody for listening in Maine, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Utah, Kansas, California, Arkansas, Louisiana, Minnesota, Indiana, Illinois, Dakotas, yeah, right? New York and the two Virginias, Massachusetts, Idaho, the Carolinas, and Ohio, Connecticut, Maryland, Nevada, Delaware, Rhode Island, Mississippi, Wisconsin, Vermont, Michigan, Wyoming, Kentucky, Texas, Oregon, Missouri, Florida, Washington, New Mexico, and Arizona, Iowa, and Oklahoma, Colorado, Montana, Nebraska, Alabama, Georgia, Jersey, Tennessee, Alaska, East, and Hawaii. Thank you so much for being here again for the six. I got six.
And Canada. You got to thank.
And Canada, all 13. Can you name all the provinces and get all the territories as well? I can do that later.
Let's do, yes, because everybody's got something. I'm sure everybody has something else to do. Me, I have to try to I don't know what I'm going to do. If there's anybody that could virtually.
Hey, there's probably going to be a fly on your screen before you know it.
What? What do you mean?
It's a great fly. It's got to be able to come off of there. Hold on.
I don't know. Try to get it up. There it is. No.
I got him.
Right.
I flipped him away for you.
Thank you so much. Please, if you want, share this to other people, especially since we've got some cool things that we're telling others about that they could do what they can with what they have, where they are.
Yes.
Stay safe. Thanks to all of those people on the front lines, all of our nurses, all of our truck drivers, everyone that is doing things to keep us all safe. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye-bye, Funny Farm Fan Clan. You're seriously eminent. Yeah. All right.